Hey everyone, how are you? Coming to you live this evening with one of my amazing clients. And I'm just double checking that we're on live and that you can see and hear me. Oh, we are, how exciting. Okay, so there we go. All right, now we are live. So I'm just going to leave this up here just so I can make sure I can get some comments. But when you come on live and join Amanda and I, please do let Be Live have permission to see who you are so that we can get some comments and some engagement going, because Amanda here is going to share with us a little bit about her journey through the coaching program with me. Amanda and I have worked together one-on-one now for 5 months. Just over 5 months. And Amanda has been, the transformation and the progress has been absolutely phenomenal. So firstly, welcome, Amanda. Would you like to tell everyone a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do in your business?
Thank you, Alison. And what a privilege to be asked to come on. So thank you for that. My name is Amanda Costa Thompson. I am a wedding planner, but I haven't always been a wedding planner. So I've been an architect for 8 years. And when I got married myself, I really understood how incredibly tiring the process can be. So I decided to help brides become the version they want to be, but also to help them plan their wedding of their dreams. So after 8 years of being being an architect, then I jumped off to become a wedding planner and did that full time on. I went into the business. We tripled the sales, like first month, second month, third month. Third month, COVID hit. That was a very scary part in my life, but I decided not to give up. So I took it online. I continued to get clients. But I guess I was in this transition of, do I want to be a wedding planner or do I want to just work with weddings, creating stationery? Because I'm a very creative person. So I love to do everything design, and design is like my main element. So I have a good friend. She's called Stina Bustillo, and she had been working with Alison for quite some time, and she had kind of thrown her name in a couple of times here and there, and I was intrigued by what she had accomplished working with Alison. So it was always in the back of my mind, but for some reason I was thinking that I wasn't ready, or I didn't have the money, or I didn't, that there were all these mindset things that were holding me back. So one day a couple of months in, I decided to just, have a phone call with Alison, and we set it up, and charming and lovely and adorable as you are, it was very easy to say yes, because I understood. First of all, we clicked.
We were on the phone for ages, because let's just explain. I'm in the dark here in Australia, and Amanda is currently in the morning in Norway.
So we're on completely different sides of the earth, but we clicked completely right away. And I had no idea what I had said yes to be honest. But I understood that after talking to you, I really understood that this is a person that knows much more than I do within the business, and it can take me to my goals much faster. And it can also help me and be a guide along the way, which I was already quite overworked. I had hit the wall being an architect, and that's why I quit my job. So I wanted to work smarter, not harder. And I have 2 children. I have a husband. I do have a family. So trying to do it all and investing in a coach has been definitely the best investment I have ever made.
So from everything that you've said so far, starting a brand new business as a wedding planner, completely separate to what you were doing as an architect previously, you were in your business for about 3 months before you decided, coronavirus hit, and then you decided to get a coach. And it was directly related to another client of mine who I was working with, who you're friends with, and you saw the transition that she was experiencing and thought, I want to understand a little bit more about that. So before we started working together, let's give people a little bit of an understanding about what your before life was like. So what had you managed to achieve in your business before we connected? What were you actually doing? What was going on?
I had been working as I treated it as my side hustle, to be honest, for 3 years. So I'd been designing weddings, helping brides, but it was more like I had been doing many different things within the wedding industry. So I had just started a wedding podcast. And then I had to let that go, give that a pause. I had a web shop with wedding stationery. I had wedding clients coming in, mostly for stationery, but I also helped them to kind of design their wedding day. So I was all about the design work, and I had completely decided that I would never become a wedding planner. This is the fun part of it. So a couple of months in the business, I realized that why am I not in control of it all? Because it's so much easier. So going from scared, I suppose, and being a bit more scared when Corona hit, I tolerated for a couple of more months, thinking, no, I will be okay. This will be fine. We'll just get through. And then COVID hit in March in Norway, and we spoke at the end of September. And then, so I had a brand, I had a business, I had clients, I had to redefine what I wanted forward. And that's where you came in.
Yeah. And it was so exciting talking to you, because one of the things that we clicked about was how passionate you were in the very first instance about what it was that you wanted to create. And it was big, the goals and the vision that you had. And from, an intuitive capacity, and from my perspective, when we did connect, I was like, this woman can have all of that and way more when she puts her mind to it. And it was literally a case of defining what that level of success was going to be, pushing you to feel somewhat overextended with your vision. And today was Amanda's last day on the coaching first set of sessions. But we actually went through your list, and I think you'd achieved 80% of everything that you'd put down on there.
I mean, 100% of all my business goals were done.
Yeah, we're done.
There were 2 other goals that were not done, but they're very big, and it's about buying a house. So that is not something that you can achieve. Yeah, well, you can, but I didn't prioritize that within these 6 months. So business wise, I achieved everything, and so grateful.
So would you share some of those successes, because they were quite phenomenal and quite big? And although we knew that they were going to happen, the fact that they happened during the time that we were working together is just outrageous. It's amazing. So please share those.
Some of them were, I wanted to have weddings. I've had only clients in Norway, so I wanted to move the business internationally. So I decided that I wanted to have a wedding in France. I decided I wanted to have a wedding in a castle. I decided I wanted to have a tent wedding, like Sperry tent. It's a very unique tent, which is gorgeous. All of those are ticked off. We wanted to do a wedding course and take that further. That's done. We wanted to create very unique stationery. That's done. I wanted to raise my prices, not as much as Alison wanted me to raise them. So I listened to Alison, and we are now above those prices that you suggested, and you suggested like 50%. You doubled my prices, to be honest, and now they are even higher than that. So starting prices with us now is it's incredible. I am so grateful for all these goals that have been accomplished.
And some of the other standout ones where you wanted to be in a wedding magazine.
Norway's biggest wedding magazine, yes.
And that's happened twice.
Yes.
And you wanted to create your own YouTube, which is well on its way to being done. You have reinvigorated your podcast and are now the #1 wedding podcast in Norway. And you wanted a TV show, which you have been connected with the people to make it happen, which is so exciting. And all of these things just... I remember, because every now and then I'd get a message from you saying, oh my goodness, Alison, you'll never believe what's happened today. And I love those messages.
Oh, that's very sweet. And I also wanted to be in the news in Norway, and that also happened. So
yeah,
I guess also when you dare to set your intentions and visualize what you want, and you don't necessarily have to think about it every day, but having a coach to help you, guide you, and help you understand what it is that you want and how you can put that goal into reality is a very, it's a very crucial tool to have as an entrepreneur. And I am so grateful that for the effort and the passion that you put into your clients, because that is so life transforming. I mean, we were a sinking ship in COVID, and it was so scary. I mean, I would have never given up on my business, but the speed that we managed to take it from where we were to where we are now and to where we're heading, it's a completely different speed than I would have been able to take it by myself.
Yeah. And it's been so much fun. Like, that's the thing I keep hearing at the end of all of your messages, because when, I guess it'd be interesting to hear actually what you were expecting you were going to walk into versus what you actually got. Because although I feel like we've been working together for longer than we actually have, because we've been in contact so frequently, and it's been so amazing to have that, I guess, that accountability about what are you doing, how are you doing it, and what have you managed to achieve during all of those sessions. And you've taken that so on board and made the most of it. And I think that has been one of the crucial components from my perspective as to you accelerating as quickly as you have within your business, because you didn't drop the ball in between the calls that we had. You were very diligent with your consistency in keeping those up to date and using the tools that you had available to you. So that was outstanding from the outset. But what did you think it was going to be like when we started working together? And what did you then experience?
I honestly had no idea what I was getting myself into. And I remember like hanging up, and you were like the biggest investment that I had physically made in my business up until that point. So I remember hanging up, running into my husband like, I have just signed up for this, and I have no idea what I'm going to do, and I have no idea where it's going to take us. And it's the biggest investment that I've ever made, and it's super scary, but I'll manage it. You have no idea. And he's like, well, if there's one person that manages these type of things, it's you. So I can't really say anything because the contract is already signed, isn't it? I was like, yep. And I'm a bit sweaty right now. It felt like such a huge investment, but nothing has ever felt so right my whole life. So, and I mean, finding a coach, you have to also find one that is the right fit for you. It's just as finding a wedding planner. It's a big investment, but once you understand, or once you click with that person one-to-one, it will become life transforming, because the bond that happens, what comes out of those conversations, your mind, Alison, you're like, if I could have you on the right side of of every decision I would take, I would be so grateful. And that might happen.
It will.
But the thing is, it's just what you have experienced, and the experience you have with so many different backgrounds and with so many different businesses, and being in business, understanding, being a person that sets family first, that sets your husband first, but also manages to balance it out and prioritize your clients at such a high level that you do, that makes it very, very unique. And the value that you give in between sessions is something that I never thought would be reachable, because having a coach can very easily be, oh, we're going to do this session, and then you go 4 weeks, you don't talk, you just try and do the work, and then you meet again and it's like, oh, but I didn't have time, or this happened, or I had a huge fight with my husband. Life happens.
Yep.
So going into something, having no idea what I was setting myself up for, but I knew I was trying to set myself up for success, definitely. And having you being able to just answer a quick question whenever I needed it, or whenever I was working, that was such a huge help in those steps. Because I have to say that I took the business that I had and I literally transformed everything. I mean, the branding, the design, what we're doing now, and we removed the focus of doing everything, all these little things, to saying, no, we only do high-end clients. I only want a maximum of X amount of weddings per year, and at a minimum of this price. And then taking a business that is like, ooh, to this level is not something that is done very easily unless you do a lot of work. And having you there along the way to make all those decisions, and it blew my mind how much mindset work there is into this, and that it was only myself holding it back. But I wouldn't have figured out those mindset things unless you asked me those questions along the way. And that was the biggest value that I could have gotten through this process with you.
Yeah. I think, again, it's being open and receptive and willing to ask. You were so committed to making this the success. There was no doubt in either of our minds that it was going to happen. And yet so exciting that it all happened so quickly. It's amazing to think that we were able to cover such a huge range of things in terms of the branding in such a logical way, and to really keep in touch around the structure of the business, the pricing of the business, the client journey, the value that you can bring to your clients now globally around planning the wedding, the things to position you as the expert that you are, which you clearly are in what you do. And, talking about how to create that engaged audience, to build the brand around yourself. So many, what you would think would be the smaller tweaks, but like you said, the mindset stuff that holds you back from being able to actually, I guess, assign a priority to those tasks, that then makes the acceleration, that just puts the foot on the accelerator and takes you, exponentially into the future around where it is that you want to go. And I remember laughing with you today, exceeding the number of weddings that you've taken on this year, because they were such ideal clients with such outstanding opportunities for you to get involved in that really lit you up. And that's the magic, because now people are being able to be supported and be helped and have the wedding of their dreams because they've got somebody else to take care of it for them. And that's just such a gift, because it's not just that one particular day. You're creating that experience that will last a lifetime of memories and build that relationship from the outset the way that they want it to be. And that's a beautiful thing to be able to gift people.
It is, and I am so grateful for my job. And I find it hard calling it a job because it's a passion that I love so much.
It is amazing.
So,
well, how can people get hold of you and learn about your course and learn about your program and learn about how they can work with you when they're ready to plan their dream wedding?
Oh, thank you. So for my international clients, it's Amanda Costa Thompson on Instagram. A webpage will be coming soon. And for my Norwegian clients or Scandinavian or whoever speaks Norwegian, you can also find me on Instagram as Bryllupsglede.no. It's easier to find me on Amanda Costa Thompson. I'm there. I'll answer all your questions.
Just tell everyone what that means, because I still haven't been able to say it. But what's the translation?
Wedding joy.
How perfect is that? Oh. Wedding joy. Isn't she just like a ray of sunshine?
You're so sweet.
It's just amazing. So wedding joy. And I just absolutely love that. When we finished on this interview, I'd love for you to drop your all of your handles and all of the information, all of the ways that people can contact you, please, Amanda, in the comments, because I think it will be so valuable for everyone to be able to follow along on your journey to see where you go to next, because having had our session today, you've got a lot of magical things happening in the future, which is going to be so exciting.
Very, and I'm to say the mildest.
Can't wait. Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing a little bit more about your journey. I guess one of the last things that I think people, what would you say is the biggest piece of advice you would give to somebody who isn't sure whether or not coaching is for them? What would you leave them with, having had your own experience now? And what do you think that you could share with them to help them either understand when is the right time or understand how to get the best out of it when they decide is the right time?
We never know. But if you're even considering it, don't hesitate twice. And if you're considering to use Alison, don't hesitate. It's like but I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And I've told you so many times that what has happened in my life is life transforming. And I mean this in all areas. I am the type of person that works day and night nonstop. If I'm allowed to, I could easily lock myself in a room and just work. So, and this sounds stupid, to be honest, when I say it out loud. But the thing is, I love my job so incredibly much. And I want to achieve so much. And so many women do this. And then they set themselves aside. So I think what has also been very helpful from your side is that you reminded me to allow myself life in between. You allowed me to say that, Amanda, you need to spend time with your husband. You need to spend time with your kids. You need to take time off and take care of yourself. So I was maybe from the beginning thinking that having a coach is like, oh, you need to do this. And I was going to go, okay, there's no problem. Working for me is no problem. That's done. But working with you has transformed my life, my relationship, and also my relationship with my children to the better, because of allowing myself to just also be a woman, a wife, a mother, on top of being able to serve my one-to-one clients as well as we can. So I am so grateful for that.
Yeah, I am really pleased, because I thoroughly believe that we can only do a sprint for so long when it comes to loving what we do, and everything else can be set aside. And I see so much of that explained in who I can be as well. And I think that's why it's so important to just love what we're trying to create already, as if we have the success, and live that life. And that has been one of the best things I've ever done in my business. And I'm so passionate about making sure that everyone else gets to experience that too, because we shouldn't put that on hold for anything. No. It actually fuels us to be able to do more and create that longer lasting reach in the business that we do. So yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. That's a beautiful thing to share and to remind people of. So important. So important.
Thank you for asking me to be on.
Lovely. Really has been. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to ask Amanda to make sure she puts all of her links in the comments so that you can follow along on the rest of her amazing journey. It's beautiful to witness the unfolding of what she's creating. So follow her for the Sperry Tent wedding and for the castle wedding and for the overseas wedding, because it's just going to be amazing. And if you would like to learn more about what it is like to work with a coach, if you'd like to have a clarity call with me, please pop something in the comments, send me a DM, and let's organize to have a conversation and see how we can transform your life just like we have Amanda's. Oh, thank you so much for being on. It's been an absolute pleasure. All right, we will see you again soon, and thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.